Borky stood at the top of her garden observing her abundantly massive garden harvest. The leaves were all green, the trellises were full of things that were trellising, and not that much was completely dead. On this day is a good day, she mooed. A good day for spending all day pegging zucchini, tearing herbs in half, and talking to myself. From the house came the cry of a human being. It was not a large-sized human, not even an extra-large human like Borky was, but perhaps a small human, whatever big humans were before they were big. She ignored it on this day, and as she ignored it on all the other days from her past self all the way to her future self. The weather outside was quite nice outside. It wasn't too warm and not very hot. It wasn't cool either or very toasty. The sun and the sky shined in the sky, and it was not dim but also not too bright. Borky thought it was a very well-feeling day. After making sure her garden slippers were appropriately encrusted in the filth of many harvests, she trotted into the garden armed with 3 baskets she had crammed into each other. Borky was not like other homesteaders. She was very, very not stupid and knew the best way to be was to be productive and not bother with silly things like multiple trips, scissors for scissoring and pruners for pruning. Borky suddenly stopped and remembered a long-ago love affair she had with a Danish exchange student. Anja was a 7-foot-tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed mountain giant, and they had spent many long afternoons muffin smashing against each other. Borky longed for that kind of touch again, but her husband, Josh Bott, wasn't capable of pleasing her the way Anja had because Borky hadn't updated his software. Their relationship was as cold and dead as the peanuts she had tried to grow, but he was a good husband and his testicles looked fabulous inside her purse. Just like all the other days, Borky had many projects to do. She was after all the most beloved YouTube personality since James Charles. She cooked like Julia Child and gardened like Martha Stewart. She was also in her Bernie Madoff era and decided that before this day was out she'd have to go live and grift some old people for their social security checks. The first project on her list was pulling her big granny panties out of her very hungry front butt, which Anja had called her south mouth. The Danish are a very elegant people. The second project was smearing some dirt on her forehead and taking a selfie so people would know how hard she worked all by herself with no help from anyone. The most important project was saying hello to all her sweetheart bees. Borky had always wanted to be a mother, but she feared a smaller human might make people pay less attention to her, so her bees were her children. "Hello, bitches," she yelled from a great distance. "Good morning. I can't wait to slurp up all your butt juices." Borky loved that she had such thriving livestock on her homestead. She really loved that they made juices from their asses because she was a little ass sucker. The bees buzzed happily and seemed to thank Borky for rescuing them from a life in the wild and bringing them to a place where all the flowers smelled like queefs for some reason.